In this video, I overcomplicate even more famous logos in 3D. Some of these turned out great, others, well, you'll see what I mean. The first logo I decided to recreate was Puma. Now this logo has been roughly the same throughout the years. It has improved though. I mean, just look at this. But this is just not good enough. I started modeling the Puma by using the logo as a base, then sculpting in the extra detail. To do this, I needed to find some reference. With that, I could then start drawing out the realistic shape of a puma. I started with the legs and body, then moved up to the head. I spent hours working out the details of the muscles and facial features to get the most realistic... Let's keep going. This took a while to get right, but I think it turned out pretty good in the end. Just don't look at the other side. Next, I wanted to add in some realistic fur. Using the particle simulation tool, I added in hair particles. A lot of hair particles. Every time I do this, I forget how I made it the last time, so it takes a while to get right. But after some grooming, I eventually had something I was pleased with. Now all I had to do was add eyes. Not sure if this is some nightmare fuel or the coolest thing I ever made. Anyway, moving on to the text. Puma is famous for their sportswear and maybe most famous for their shoes. Researching their shoes, I noticed that some of the shoes had this velvet material, and I thought that would be cool to add to the text. So I started crafting a masterpiece of material with hundreds of different nodes, math and magic. Just gonna change this up a little bit. Here we go. Now all I had to do was set up the lighting and render it out. And here's the result, which I was actually quite pleased with. The next logo I decided to recreate was the Pizza Hut logo. I don't know if I'm the only one, but all these years I thought this was a hat. Apparently it's a roof. So my idea was to make the roof better, the text better, and then maybe do something fun with a pizza. I started by importing the logo as a reference, then using a plane I modeled a rough shape of the roof. Now I really wanted to make this logo as realistic as possible. And what better way to do that than use actual elements from reality? So I downloaded a few 3D scans from a roof and pieced them together to fit the shape of the roof. And for some reason I decided to add in some support beams. Not that that would help, but it did make the roof look more solid. With that done, I could move on to the text. Now, I could pretty easily just make the text 3D and call it a day, which I did. I really wanted to incorporate a pizza in this logo somehow, because I felt that this was missing in the original one, and landed on that the eye in pizza would be most suitable for this. So I started modeling the pizza by adding rounded edges to a circle and then deforming it just a little bit. For the texturing, I just found an image of a pizza online and projected it to the model I made. This actually turned out better than I expected, and also modeling this pizza for half an hour really made me hungry. Now the pizza alone could not make up for an eye, so I decided to make a pizza peel to go with it. You know, those things you use to shovel in the pizza? I had to look it up. Anyway, after modeling the peel, I added the peel and the pizza to the text. Then it was time to add some shading to the text. As I needed the pizza to be lit by something, I thought it would be cool to add some glowing elements to the text and let that do the job. With full RGB added, it all started to come together. Now all that was left was setting up the lighting and render it out. And here it is. I thought it looked quite cool, although I could have gone more crazy and over the top with some more pizza details or changing up the text some more. But for the sake of my sanity, let's move on. The next logo was the Adobe logo. Looking at the logo, I really could not get rid of the thought that this looked like some kind of monument. I started modeling the rough outline of the logo and decided to separate it to 3 different parts, creating some kind of parallax illusion, which basically means that the true shape can only be viewed from a specific angle. Next, I added in water for the monument to sit in, and to fill out the scene, I added these concrete separators on the sides. Rendering this out, I thought it looked quite cool, although it would not be suitable as a logo. For a logo to be usable, it needs to have a transparent background so that it can be used in several different medias without looking like a Minecraft painting. So I decided to create a much better alternative. Perfect.